Article 2. Common interpretation. Article 2. The executive branch. Annenberg classroom. Article 2, Section 1 establishes that the President and the Vice President are to be elected at the same time and serve the same 4-year term. Until 1951, presidents could serve for as many 4-year terms as he could win. But after President Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected for 4 terms, Congress passed and the states ratified Amendment 22, which limits a president to 2 terms, 80 years in office. In the rare case that a vice president or other official takes over from the president who has stepped down or died in office or serves more than 2 years of the remaining term, he or she is limited to 1 new term. Rather than being elected directly by the people, the president is elected by members of the Electoral College, which is created by Article 2, Section 1. It is not really a college, but a group of people who are elected by the states. Each state is entitled to the number of electors equal to the combined number of the representatives and the senators in Congress. Neither members of Congress nor other federal officials may serve as electors. Each state legislature decides how members of the Electoral College are to be selected and how they are to vote. For example, some states select electors in primary elections and caucuses. In most states, electors vote for the presidential candidates who won the vote in their state. But in a few states, state law specifies electors cast their votes according to the percentage of votes received by each candidate. If the Republican candidate received 55% of the vote, he or she receives the vote of 55% of the electors. The creation of the Electoral College gave more power to the smaller states rather than letting the people in the most populous states control who becomes president. Additional rules were added in 1804 when Amendment 12 was adopted. For example, the amendment creates a way a president is selected when neither candidate obtains a majority of votes in the Electoral College. The 3 minimum requirements to be elected president: one must be a natural-born citizen of the United States, must have lived in the United States for at least 14 years, and must be at least 35 years old. Although Article 2, Section 1 originally provided who should become president if the president dies, resigns, or is removed from office. Amendment 25 ended in 1967, modified the line of succession. The president's salary is set by Congress. The vote allowing Congress to punish or reward the president while he or she is in office. The Constitution prohibits any change in salary during the president's term. The president also is prohibited from receiving any other type of compensation or perks while in office. Before assuming office, the president must swear or affirm to do his or her best to serve as the nation's leader and uphold the United States Constitution and the law of the land. Article 2, Section 2, what it means. The president serves not only as the head of the executive branch of government, but also as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, including state national guards when they are called on to serve with the federal armed forces. And chief executive, the president runs different executive agencies such as the Department of Treasury or the Department of Health and Human Services. The president has the power to pardon or let free any person who has committed a federal crime, except in cases of impeachment. With the permission from 2/3 of the senators present, the president can make treaties, agreements with other countries. With the pull of a majority for senators, the president makes a number of key appointments. These include U.S. ambassadors and foreign consuls, Supreme Court justices and federal judges, U.S. attorneys, U.S. marshals, cabinet officers, independent agency heads, and members of regulatory commissions. To ensure that the president can fill vacancies when the Senate is not in session, the president can make any of these appointments without Senate approval. But these recess appointments end at the end of the next Senate session. Congress may choose to require Senate approval of other presidential appointments, or let the president, courts, or department heads appoint staff and agency employees without approval by the Senate. Article 2, Section 3, what it means. During his or her term, the president must report to Congress about how things are going in the country. Every president from Jefferson to Taft fulfilled this duty with a written statement submitted to Congress. But in 1913, Woodrow Wilson resumed George Washington's practice for directly addressing a joint session of Congress. The State of the Union speech, a tradition that continues to this day, usually occurs in January or February each year. The president also has the power in extreme cases to call forth the House of Representatives and the Senate together for a special session. The president is given the power to meet with representatives from other nations on behalf of the United States and to otherwise wrong the country by enforcing the laws and directing officers and staff. Article 2, Section 4, what it means. The Constitution provides that the president, vice president, and other federal officers can be removed from office upon impeachment by the House and a conviction by the Senate of treason, bribery, or other serious crimes. The process was begun only 3 times in U.S. history against a president against Andrew Johnson, Richard Nixon, although he resigned before Congress could formally act, and Bill Clinton. The impeachment process begins in the House of Representatives with a vote to impeach. When the president or other accused government official stand trial for the accusations in the Senate, the Chief Justice of the United States presides an impeachment trial for the president. In all impeachment trials, members of the House serve as prosecutors and the 4 Senate seats and the jury. The accused official must be convicted by a 2/3 vote of the Senate to be removed from office.